What's good, y'all? It's your boy D-Lou, back at it again with another video. Like I told you, we're being consistent. We're trying to upload every day besides the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, because that's my time to rest. And hopefully your guys' time to rest too, so you guys can unplug, unwind, relax, enjoy time with family, friends, get out, enjoy the sunlight, get a breath of fresh air, breathe in, breathe out, and just get in your surroundings and get out in nature, go out, meet people, network, and just do what makes you happy and how you unwind and how you bring peace to your life. I hope you guys are doing well and you guys had a great and blessed day today. As I was scrolling through my TikTok and my Instagram timeline, I come across something on the IG notes that's saying that June was Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And when I saw that, I was like, I want to do a video about Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, because I do think that it's very under talked about within our community, in the manosphere and in male environments, because we don't really talk about mental health. It's been a thing that where it's drilled into us to be you're the rock of the family, you're the rock of your group, stay strong. There's no such thing as mental health, oh, that's only for the weak, that's only for women. But no, that's not the thing. Mental health is real, it's very real, and the numbers and statistics prove it, So I wanted to do my own video. Of course, I obviously wanted to do my research and bring my findings to you, and also give my 2 cents on Men's Mental Health Awareness and how you can practice mental health awareness, and how you can practice mental health, and what it may look like for you and what it looks like for me, and give my own take, and hopefully my story can kind of impact you and how you want to celebrate Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. But before we get into the video, you guys already know the deal. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this video with a friend so that we can continue to grow into the people that God wants us to be, and live and submit our lives to Him fully and thoroughly, and follow His will and follow His way. As always, it's your boy D-Lou. Let's get into the video. Let's get it, gang. So, Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. How did it begin? What are the foundations of it and the principles? How do you practice it? Or why is it even here and talked about? So before we answer these questions, of course I want to always start these videos how I always do. Let's start at the beginning. So I did some research, and obviously I went to ChatGPT, and I wanted to find the origins and the establishment of Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, how it got started, who brought it up, and how it got to be established as it is today. So if you could follow along with me, I'll put it on the screen. I looked up and asked ChatGPT who invented Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, the whys and the hows, and I wanted to share my findings with you guys of what I found. And it says, Men's Mental Health Awareness Month in June originated from broader efforts to highlight men's health issues, both physically and mental. And the origins and establishment reads as follows. In 1994, the U.S. Congress passed a bill introduced by Senator Bob Dole, leading to the establishment of National Men's Health Week, which was signed into law by President Bill Clinton. This observance aimed to raise awareness about preventable health problems and encourage early detection and treatment among men and boys. Over time, this initiative expanded into Men's Health Month, observed through June, encompassing a wide range of health issues affecting men, including mental health. The Men's Health Network, a non-profit organization, played a significant role in promoting this broader observance. And I wanted to give you guys the focus on mental health. While the initial focus on physical health, the importance of mental health well-being gained prominence due to alarming statistics. Men are less likely than women to seek help for mental health issues, and suicide rates among men are significantly higher compared to women, and societal expectations often discourage men from expressing vulnerability or seeking support. And recognizing these challenges, mental health became a central theme of Men's Health Month, leading to the informal recognition of June as Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So, now that we got that out the way and squared away, we know how it began, the whys and the hows. So I find it interesting that, like, I guess U.S. Congress in the term of President Bill Clinton, it started off as National Men's Health Week because, you know, just like, you know, I found it interesting because just acknowledging, like, you know, how women, it's more society acceptable to talk about like their mental health, whereas with men it's often like, you know, stigma to be like, oh, we don't talk about mental health. We're drilled in it's drilled in our heads and in our minds and our psyches even, and at a very young age to be like, hey, don't cry, don't show emotion, especially around women. And if you do cry and show emotion, you do it in private and you do it in silence. Like, you bottle it up or you just don't show it at all. And I don't know if you guys know, but this is very toxic. It's a toxic mentality to have. And I get the whole thing of like strength and perseverance, but bottling it up, that's the equivalent of, like, you know, a volcano, like, you know, holding over time, and then out of a sudden erupts, you snap, and you just explode, and that snap could lead to something devastating, you know? It could lead to something devastating, catastrophic, and it could end in results that you might not like. Because I know for me, you know, I had to learn like how I navigate like friendships, and even my current relationship that I'm in. You can't bottle stuff inside you. Like, it's not healthy, because if you bottle it up, you're going to often form like, you know, resentment to either a person, place, or thing. And then once you snap, you're going to unleash it on that said person, whether it be knowingly or unknowingly, and you're going to cause harm. And it's so, like, I just find it, like, you know, especially now in 2025, in the current like age where like men, they're often like seen as embracing their like femininity, and men and women are being like, oh, men are more feminine now, and like they keep taking things like, you know, like, oh, they're doing Pilates, or like, you know, like, just they're not approaching women, or like, you know, where's the era of men that, like, you know, provided and stuff like that. But it's just like, you know, it's like, but here's the thing about that. And the thing about that is, like, it's like women are definitely embracing more of their masculine traits, whereas with some men, not all men, but some men, they're definitely embracing, like, you know, some feminine traits. And I do see both parts of the arguing points, but, like, you know, I don't think that, like, it's good for women in some cases to, like, you know, embrace masculinity traits, because that takes away from the femininity and what men are attracted to. But I don't want to get into that because this is about Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. But I just find it interesting to, like, you know, like the current, like the previous generation, you know, our pops and our dads and our granddads and uncles and all that, drilled into us from a very young age to be like, hey, men don't cry, boys don't cry. And if you do cry, you cry in silence, or you cry around no one, or you just bottle it up. But that's just very toxic, and like that's something that we need to unlearn as men, to where like it is okay to express emotion. It's okay to express emotion, and it's okay to show feelings. Like, you might not want to show it around people, but get it out of your system. Find constructive ways in order to transmute this pent up energy and go about it, and, like, you know, put it into something fruitful and productive, so that you can get that pent up energy out. What you may do, to be honest, you may want to channel it and go to the gym, or take boxing lessons, or karate, or, like, you know, an athletic sport, or, like, you know, express it in poetry, express it in, like, you know, doing content in YouTube, like, to get your thoughts and your feelings out. Or you might want to journal, like, you know, something constructive to where, like, you can put all this pent up energy and passion that you're feeling and put it into something else, instead of unleashing it on people and hurting and harming people, but also not bottling it up, and then you're literally a ticking time bomb at the end of the day. So that's where, like, I think I find interesting about the wins and, like, who's in the house and the focus is on it. And I find it really interesting too that, like, men are definitely most likely to less likely to talk about mental health issues, because it is true, like, we don't talk about that as men, especially, like, you know, on college campuses, and even like within the real world. Once you matriculate from college to the real world, it's kind of just like, oh, like, you know, some men go to therapy, some men don't, but most men don't go to therapy. They're just like, oh, I'll deal it out and I'll hash it out myself. Like, you can't go through this alone. Like, you need a support system. You need to talk to someone. And the whole thing, and let's talk about therapy real quick. Therapy, like, some people, especially, like, you know, not our parents' generation, but our grandparents and great-grandparents' generation, when they often hear the word therapy, they're often just like, oh, something's wrong with you, like, you're mentally ill, but, like, you know, and they see therapy as bad. It's just like, oh, you have a problem. No, it's not that you have a problem, but you're trying to find a healthy way to talk to someone. Like, we all need someone to talk to, you know? We need someone to talk to, and just for someone to listen to, and to hear what we're going through, and to express ourselves. And sometimes our grandparents and like the previous generation before our parents, they just like have this impression where like where therapy is just like something demonic or evil, and it's really not. We all need outlets. We all need someone to talk to, and we all need someone to listen to us as we get this pent up frustration. You know, it could be a licensed therapist. It could be a mom or an auntie or an uncle or a father figure or a mentor. Or it could be one of your boys and just chopping it up with the boys and creating a safe space. And that's also like something I want to do for the channel and just in the community. I want to create like either a Discord or a GroupMe or something, and create like a men's chat to where like, you know, we have this space to talk about these things and these issues. Because I remember when I was in college, we had this place called like the Black Males Link Up or like the Black Men's Collective, and it was ultimately just designed to talk about problems that was ultimately going on within our community, within the UC Berkeley community, and just talk about these things that were going on, and like, you know, talk about professional development, talk about ongoing problems and issues within the Black community that could affect us at large, or just talk about what's going on in our day-to-day lives and how we can, you know, professionally develop ourselves as we see like, you know, other schools, how they develop their Black men and get them ready for the real world. And not even just Black men, but just men all together, because with Men's Mental Health Month, we're all in this together. You know, black, brown, white, Asian, you know, Hispanic, Arab, Indian, whoever it may be, we're all in this together. We're all men at the end of the day. We all go through things, so it's important to share and go through our struggle, because if we're going through the struggle together as a team, as a collective, then we can bond over, you know, the shared struggle and then come out stronger. So that's one thing that like I guess I admire about like the women's community. They're more open about talking about like mental health, and like, you know, they're more like but they're more willing to like make it known when they're going through something than men, because it's like a pride thing, you know. It's definitely a pride thing and an ego thing to be like, oh, like, you know, if I exhibit this, like, it's showing a sign of weakness, when it's really not that. You're showing a sign of growth and maturity and just social awareness within yourself, knowing that something is off and something is going on and that you want to get it fixed, you know. So I find that interesting when reading this. And then also the suicide rates, ever since like, you know, 2019, 2020 and the years above, suicide rates have definitely skyrocketed because of things like the pandemic, you know, just feeling unsafe, just feeling not safe around like, you know, climate and stuff, and like the political climate. It's just, you see a lot of young people just taking their lives left and right, whether it be like, you know, COVID, or just like, you know, bullying, cyberbullying, relationships. It's a lot of just people just offing themselves, and it's really sad. It just breaks my heart for real. And it's definitely prominent within our men, and like we need to put a stop to that, because it is alarming rates and alarming figures. And the social expectations are often encouraged, like, you know, like I said before, men, they're often just like, oh, like men, you know, we're supposed to be the rock. We don't talk about mental health issues, like, you know, that doesn't bother us. We're men. Like, we need to embrace the masculinity and not exhibit any signs of weakness or any signs of like fatigue, because, you know, as men, we're the pillars of the community, and that is true, but we need outlets as well. And real men, they're not afraid to show emotions and to show feelings, because that's what makes us human. If you're saying like, you know, oh, like real men don't show feelings, then you're denying your humanity, and you're pretty much saying that you're like a machine, and we're not machines. You got the same blood that I have. You feel the same emotions. You laugh, you cry, you have joy and happiness. So you're a man, you have feelings, and you have emotions, and you shouldn't be afraid to show it, you know? So the purpose of like Men's Mental Health is Awareness Month is obviously to raise awareness, to encourage open conversations, and to promote early detections of like treatment and mental health issues, and to highlight the resources. So I just want to do this and like, you know, raise awareness, and like if you're seeing this video, please, I'm begging you, please take men's mental health awareness seriously. If you have to call up a boy and just be like, hey, I just wanted to call just to check and see how you're doing mentally, see how you're doing. I haven't heard from you. I just wanted to check on your mental, see what's going on right here in your spirit. And just to check in and just be like, I'm care for you, I'm here, I love you, bro. What can I do to help? Just to do that. I challenge each and every one of you, as far as men on here, reach out to a boy who you might not have talked to and be like, hey, are you doing good? Do you need anything? How are you doing mentally? And just chop it up, and let's normalize this conversation, and let's encourage these conversations, because we need this dialogue going on within our community. So I just really found that interesting, and I want to talk about my mental health journey, So going into college, it really didn't going into college when I was a freshman. As far as mental health, the only mental health issues I guess I could say I had was dealing with the passing of my grandpa, because I lost in my 12th grade year to stage 4 cancer. And going into freshman year, it hurt, because I was just like, I really wish you were here to see me walk across the stage and see me go off to my freshman year of college. So that definitely was something that was on my mind my freshman year. But it was more first semester, and then it kind of went away second semester. But then around junior year, that's when it started to lurk back. I started missing him, and then the course load, as far as me in school, it definitely got to me. And then I could say I definitely hit rock bottoms where I tried just offing myself, and it was definitely an experience. It was a scare as far as me and my family, and I tried to keep it under wraps and keep it silent, but it kind of just bottled it up, and I was just it snapped, and then it kind of just sent everyone into a frenzy, and everyone was worried and stuff, to where so much so to the point to where they're if you need to take off school for a year or a semester, do it and prioritize your health, So I have my fair share of points in men's mental health awareness and just promoting it, because I'm I've been there, I've done that, I've seen these signs, and I want to help prevent these signs. So what things that you can look out for as far as signs of mental health and someone's mental health wavering is withdrawing from people and conversations, withdrawing from social space, a change in demeanor, a change in personality, a lot of fatigue and tiredness, and just different social patterns. So excessive drinking, excessive smoking, or unusual activity that they might not partake in if they were operating regularly, and they're doing it in abundance. So I want you guys to be on the lookout for that, and just to be able to call in and just talk about these conversations. But what also is important is you don't want to come from a place of judgment. You want to come from a place of being hey, I just want to check in and do proactive listening. You're just hey, I'm not here to talk, I'm not here to judge, I'm here to listen to you and what's going on. And if you want to talk, I am here, and I can provide resources where need be. So one of the things that I guess I do as far as working on my mental health, it's just occupying myself with hobbies, and most importantly, as far as mental health, I get in the Word. I get in the Word and I read my Bible, because the Bible is what really keeps me grounded, and it helps me solve not majority of my problems, but whenever I feel I'm going through something, I obviously pray to God, and He directs me where I need to go in the Bible, and I can get inspiration, and He'll help me and see me through it, So first off, I read my Bible, and then second, I obviously pray, and then third, occupy yourself with hobbies, So whatever you find yourself, and that comes with knowing yourself and who you are, what you like, what you dislike, and how you treat yourself. Normalize treating yourself, and it doesn't have to mean spending money on yourself, or running up your pockets. It'll be no, it's going to the gym, investing in yourself, going to getting a massage, or going to do your favorite hobbies, whether it be photography, whether it be hopping on the game, whether it be chopping it up and kicking it with the boys and going bowling, or going out in the mall, or just or roller skating, or going golf, bowling, or taking boxing classes, karate classes, whatever it may be. It could be anything along the lines of that, but just something like a hobby where you can keep yourself active and entertained with these hobbies, so that you can focus on yourself and see improvement and growth within yourself. And then you can foster community through those things, and that's how you can make friends and like meet like-minded people who have the same interests as you, and that way you can form community. Or whether it be like joining a run club on the weekends or volunteering in community service, and finding ways to give back, so that way once you give back the stuff that you put out there into the world, it'll come back to you tenfold. You know, you get what you give. So that's what, like, I guess my standpoint is as far as like Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Some of the practices that I do within Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and I really want to stress the importance of this month because it's not talked about a lot within like the manosphere and like just male, like, you know, predominantly male spaces, and it's definitely high within like, you know, Black and brown communities. Just seeing like the numbers and just how Black and brown men, they're more affected by mental health and like these challenges, and it's unspoken and unaware of. So I want to kind of bring this up to the map and show awareness for this, and let's get the conversation going, and like let's not let this fall by the wayside. But I just want to end it right here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think about it. If there's anything you want to add, anything you may disagree about, or just if you like it in general, get down in the comments. Let's get the conversation going. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to share this video with a friend and share this with someone with like who may need to hear this for Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. It could possibly help them, and it could possibly bring them out of that dark place, you know. But once again, it's your boy D. Lou. Let's continue to be the people that God wants us to be and grow each and every day, so that one day we can be united with our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and hear the words, "Well done, thy good and faithful servant. You fought the good fight, you finished the race, and most of all, you kept the faith." Once again, it's your boy D. Lou signing out. Take care.